Today we'll be determining whether an ordered pair is a relation or a function. To begin with, we're going to recall that an independent variable is x. It's also referred to as the domain or input. The dependent variable is y, a range, or output. A relation is a set of ordered pairs. Here we have a set of ordered pairs, 1, 2, 5, 3, and 5, 7. That is a relation. A function is a special type of relation. A function is a relation in which exactly one element of the domain is paired up with exactly one element of the range. An example of a function is the ordered pair 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7. We know that this is a function because all the x values, or the domain, if we wanted to list the domain as 1, 3, 5, that's our domain. And our range we could list as 2, 5, and 7. Since our domain, the values are not repeated, this is a function. Here, our example for a relation, if we list the domain would be 1 and 5. The number 5 is repeated, so this relation is not a function because the x values repeat. There are 4 ways to represent relations. First way is as a set of ordered pairs. Another way is mapping. The third way is a table, and the fourth way is a graph. So here we have a relation, a set of ordered pairs. We have 1, 2, 5, 3, and 5, 7. So if we wanted to list the domain as a set, 1 and 5, that is our domain. Our range, if we wanted to list that as a set, would be 2, 3, and 7. In our mapping, we could call this input, and we could call this output. Our input, or x values, are 1 and 5. Our range, or output, is 2, 3, and 7. In the first ordered pair, 1 is mapped to 2. Second one, 5, is mapped to 3. And the third, 5, is mapped to 7. So that's how we represent that relation by mapping. Another way we could represent that relation is through a table, an x and y. 1, 2 is a point, 5, 3 is a point, and 5, 7 is a point. Yet another way would be on a graph. This is our x, or our independent variable, and this is our y, our dependent variable. And we could plot them on a graph. 1, 2, 5, 3, and 5, 7. So we've just represented this relation 4 different ways. As a set of ordered pairs, by mapping, as a table, and a graph. Now let's determine, is this a function? Is this a function? Well, do the x values repeat? They do. We see that clearly here when they're listed. The 5s repeat. We also see when we're looking at the mapping that 2 arrows are coming off an input, so that means the 0.53 and 57, so the 5 repeats. We can see it here in the table, the 2 5s of the x value repeat. And we can see it here on the graph. There's something called a vertical line test. Anytime you have a graph and you have the x value repeated, it's going to fail the vertical line test, meaning I can draw a vertical line anywhere through this graph, and if it touches more than one point, then it has failed the vertical line test, so it is not a function. Here we have 5,3 and 5,7. I can draw a vertical line and it connects the 2 points, so that fails the vertical line test, so no, this is not a function. And each way we represented it demonstrates that it is not a function.